In this episode, we're going to be talking about why YouTube SEO is important and why it's important for expert businesses. YouTube SEO and website SEO are drastically different, but every guru out there teaches that they're the same. The YouTube SEO strategy you're going to learn here is way easier than website SEO. It's actually stress-free. Now, setting SEO aside for a minute, there's actually two different YouTube strategies, two different ways you could leverage YouTube, and one of them SEO is great for, and the other one you don't want to really worry about SEO for. So depending on the type of strategy you have in your business and the goals you have in your business, you may really want to focus on a YouTube SEO strategy, or you may want to ignore it. If you do learn that you do want to focus on it, by the end of this episode, you will know how to dominate YouTube search. Let's dive right in. So let's start out talking about these two different YouTube strategies. This is the book that I wrote, so this will represent the Nate Woodbury strategy or the Leaf strategy. And this is a book written by Derral Eves, so this will represent Derral's strategy. Now, both strategies really work. Of all the YouTube books out there, I obviously am going to recommend my book, but if you're not going to follow my strategy and the other strategies a better fit, you want to read Derral's book. Just don't worry about the other books. So, who is Derral Eves? Derral Eves is the coach to Mr. Beast. Derral Eves is the coach for many huge YouTube channels. The strategy really works. I've been a part of Derral's inner circle. I've spoken at his events. His strategy really works. But the outcome of his strategy is very different than the outcome of my strategy. The goal of Derral's strategy is to use YouTube for ad revenue. So you want to get as many views as possible. So there's a lot of advertisements that are shown and a lot of ad spend, and 55% of the ad spend gets paid to you as the creator. That's the focus. The focus is generating ad revenue. Another way to generate ad revenue is through sponsorship. So you get a lot of views, sponsors want to pay you to advertise their product or their service. So you're not using YouTube to grow a business, you're using YouTube as your business to generate revenue from these ads. Okay, so contrast that with the Nate Woodbury strategy or the Leaf strategy. The entire focus here is to leverage YouTube to generate leads for your business. And there's a lot of different marketing strategies or a lot of different ways to get views on your videos, but if you follow my strategy, you'll get the right type of view that will turn into leads for your business. Now, one other way to compare this, if you want to generate $10,000 of revenue, with this strategy, you need about 1 million views. With this strategy, you need about 100 views. So again, we're talking about $10,000 from ad revenue or $10,000 of business revenue. 1 million views, 100 views. So now let's talk about SEO, search engine optimization, okay? I used to own a web design company. This is going back over a decade ago. We did web design and we did search engine optimization to get these websites ranked at the top of Google, and my service worked. So my clients had web pages ranking #1 on Google. As a random side note, I even used to rank at the top of Google if you typed in dentist website design or also accountant website design. My website ranked at the top for those searches. Now, it was a lot of work to do that. You take an SEO page and you had to do a whole bunch of time-consuming things to get this one page ranked at the top of Google. So for example, we would create a YouTube video and embed it on the page. We would transcribe that video and put the text below it. We'd write it as an article. We would then create an infographic and put that on the page. We would then take that content and write it as articles on other article marketing sites and blog commenting, and we would link all these things back to the page. We would spin the articles so it's written in different ways and post them to hundreds of different sites. We would put that infographic on Pinterest. I could keep going and going, but that's not the point of this video. The point is, it was a lot of work. But then one day, I noticed something. I noticed that just one piece of this SEO page, the YouTube video, over on YouTube was getting 50 times more views than this page ranking #1 on Google. So just one piece of it was getting 50 times the results. So what did I do? I pivoted my business. I chose to really focus on something that would be easier, that would be way more efficient, but that would get us way more results. So I ended up phasing out the web design service, phasing out the website SEO service, and for the last 11 years, I've really focused heavily on this YouTube service. Let me show a few examples of what domination on YouTube looks like. Okay, if you go to YouTube and you type in a real specific question, like how do millionaires build wealth using life insurance, Notice you'll find my client Doug Andrew at the very top. If you type in what's the role of a superintendent in construction, you'll see Jason Schroeder at the very top. You also see him in position 3 and 4. If you type in buying vacant land in Florida, you'll see Brent Bowers. If you type in how to leverage credit to build wealth, you'll find Laurel Langmeyer. Now, it gets even better. It's not just about having one video rank at the top of YouTube, but what if you had hundreds and hundreds of videos that all rank at the top of YouTube? Let me take you behind the scenes for Noelle Randall. This is a spreadsheet I created for her, and you'll see that we've got these questions organized in a very specific way. So every question on the screen here has the 4 words real estate investor find. So on this whole tree of real estate investing topics, this is a branch, I call it the real estate investor find branch. You'll see another branch here that's got one word different, real estate investor become. So I would say that these 2 branches are next to each other on the real estate investing tree, but they are different, right? And when Noelle looked at these 2 branches, to her they were actually drastically different because she said this branch is not my target audience, but this branch is my target audience. I want to rank at the top of YouTube for every single one of these questions. We checked her ranking to see where she currently ranked for each of these questions. So you'll see on February 10th, when I checked the ranking, for each of these questions, you'll see either a yes, a starting, or a no. A yes means that she shows up at the top, like those samples I showed you a second ago. Starting means you had to scroll down and you found her somewhere in the top 20. And a no means that we just did not find her anywhere in the top 20. So for this branch that is not her target audience, she actually has a good amount of traction, but we didn't put any more focus on this branch. For this branch that she does want to dominate, you'll see that it's mostly no's. We only had 2 yeses. And this is what we were searching for. This is the gold mine of opportunity. So you'll see on the filming date column, you'll see the dates where we filmed 5 episodes in February. We filmed a few more in March. We filmed a few more in April. And you'll see the score increasing from February with only 2 yeses. By April, we had 8 yeses. By May, we had even more. And by July 3rd, we're totally dominating this branch. So why is YouTube SEO important? Because when Noelle Randall gets 100 views from search, it turns into $10,000 of revenue in her business. I want you to get these same results, and so I've created a mini course. It's called the YouTube Lead Gen Blueprint, and the course is only $17. If you go to my website, youtubeleadgen.net, you'll find out a lot more information about this mini course. You'll be able to complete it in just a few hours. In this course, you're going to learn a 5-ingredient strategy that will ensure that your episodes are ranking at the top of YouTube. You'll learn how to pick the right questions, to pick the questions that are going to pull in people who've never heard of you before and turn them into leads, but how to find the questions that actually have consistent search volume each month. You're going to learn how to design thumbnails that will create curiosity and get more people to click on them. You're going to learn how to keep people's attention and get them watching to the end of the video. By the end of this course, you'll understand the full tactical picture of how to do YouTube SEO and how to generate leads from YouTube. So go to youtubeleadgen.net. It's only $17. I'll see you there.